Hey! Hey, you! In the stylistically questionable attire. Yes, you! Come here for a moment. Are you new? Yeah, I can tell. I mean, aside from the fact that I haven't seen you around or anything, do you happen to know anyone who would be available to help me with a little, something? I've been waving down like everybody who walks by and nobody wants to help me! Such is the life of somebody with my imposing social status. What? You haven't heard of me before? Oh, of course you have, Just let me jog your memory for a second. Hello, Konno. My name is Kijori Konno, the greatest fashion designer to ever live! Does that ring any bells or anything? Nothing? No? Well, I guess I can't blame you. You are new. And I mean, I haven't really had my big break yet, but I will. Soon. With this next project. What is it? Oh, no, it's nothing. Just my magnum opus, my eventual claim to fame. This, where is it? This is the old school uniform. And it is about to get a huge makeover. We don't have a school uniform? Ha! That's ridiculous. That is what you might think. The old school uniform was so bland. Everyone just kind of collectively stopped wearing it. It's like a little hard to enforce dress code when it's not being followed by a single member of the student body, so eventually the faculty just gave up and allowed the goers of Chuba High School stylistic freedom. Which was good for a while, but sometimes looking around, I do think, do some of these people really deserve stylistic freedom? I mean, come on, right? Are we seeing all these Chubas? I mean, some of them, ugh. Come on, right? And so, that is why I have taken it upon myself to fix that old drab piece of junk and turn it into a masterpiece so extraordinary that not a single one of my peers will decline. Isn't my plan brilliant? Isn't it brilliant? Isn't it great? And you know, now that I think about it, I think you are just what I'm looking for. A fresh pair of eyes for my work, a muse, an easily agreeable second opinion. Oh, you are perfect! So, what do you think? Will you join me in creating the greatest school uniform the world has ever seen? Will you? Will you? Nod your head yes, because you will. You'll join me? Ah, perfect. Thank you so much. Hang on, let's get out of the hallway. Come into this classroom. Come. I have something incredible to show you. Come. My music wasn't going. Now it is. Hello and welcome to the Fashion Club. Ignore the math posters on the wall. We don't have enough funding for me to get my own room, so we kind of had to settle for using this old abandoned one, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh, so sorry. I believe my hair is in the way. Hang on, let me take out my extension. I mean, let me put down my real hair. Huh. It's not extensions. My hair can just do that. Don't worry about it. It's not. It's real hair. My real hair. Anyway. With you obviously being, not only new to the school, but new to fashion, I figure that I should give you a little rundown on some common aesthetics. Because, you know, you're gonna be helping me design the greatest outfit of all time. You need to have some knowledge about the topic. You know. So, I have prepared this wonderful presentation of Aesthetics 101. Hoopa! And I will teach you about many popular aesthetics that you will see nowadays in fashion. These are a lot of more One of them isn't very modern, but most of the ones I'm going to teach you about today are very modern aesthetics, very popular aesthetics, stuff you'll find on social media. I could go more in depth about, you know, like proper runway fashion, which is more my cup of tea, but you know, you being new and all, new kid, I figured that I would, you know, just teach you the basics, maybe things you're already somewhat familiar with, okay? Understood, understood, good, good, good? Yes, yes, yes? Good. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. So. First off, on the agenda of Aesthetics 101 is the Y2K aesthetic. The Y2K aesthetic, quote in parentheses, kind of not the Y2K aesthetic, end parentheses, has had a very, very, very large comeback lately. In recent years, I would say, like 2024, 2025, we've seen a rise in Y2K fashion coming back up once again, except it's not really Y2K fashion. You want to know why? Because Y2K fashion was freaking ugly. Real Y2K, right? Real Y2K fashion is as many, like, skin-tight jeans that are cropped so low that it's a little terrifying, and a trillion layered shirts. Graphic tees and patterns that don't go together. That is your Y2K aesthetic. Not this modern, oh, I have a tank top and big jeans. Wrong. Where's my juicy couture, huh? Where's my Hannah Montana Disney kid fashion? You weren't even born. Hey, listen. That's a bold assumption to make. I may be a part of Chuba High School, but I could be as old as possible. I could be a super senior. You don't know. You don't know. But yes, true Y2K fashion is defined by nearly always jeans, if not tight and somewhat ill-fitted sweatpants. Again, juicy couture, like very like kind of tracksuits with the slight fuzz on them, very velvet, fuzzy type material. Lots of layered shirts. I do have this runway look on her twice. Bring back the layered tracksuits? Absolutely. They were horrible, and I love them. I love them to death. Also, not really pictured here, except in this little picture. I don't know if you can see it that well. My presentation is not organized too great, but lots of scarves. There were scarves and t-shirts happening, which I think is a very bizarre choice. I think a lot of what defines Y2K fashion is not just that it was in the year 2000, because freaking duh, but also I think a lot of Y2K fashion is it's really ugly clothing unless you were skinny enough to make it not look ugly. Like Y2K fashion on anybody who isn't built like a wooden plank looks kind of odd. But that was the time, that was the era. Oh, you also had, you can kind of see it here. I don't know what these hats are called, but these like weird denim hats that are like kind of puffy, but they have a brim like a baseball cap. They are bizarre looking, but they were, you know, a large aspect of the time. Now. I did already talk about, you know, Y2K is often misconstrued as something else, and what it tends to be misconstrued as is where's my slideshow? Is boom, Akibi. Now Akibi is here. I'll even show you an example, and you'll kind of see it. This is a much more modern, like kind of this year and last year aesthetic that recently popped up. This is Akibi. It was originally, I believe, it started as a Korean fashion style. I believe it started in Korea, and it takes a lot of aspects of Y2K basics, like layered shirts and jeans, and especially like tight layered shirts, and then makes it a bit more modern and fashionable and a bit more digestible, I guess. It takes away all your non-matching colors and patterns. It dives a bit more into the neutrals, but a lot of people nowadays would see this on like TikTok or something and be like, oh wow, Y2K fashion, when it's not! It's not Y2K fashion, and you're wrong. It's still very cute. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It is still very cute, but it is not. Oh, I threw my I got too angry. I threw my pointer. It is not Y2K. You get that? You get that in your head? Basically sucks the life out of it. Yes, new kid. Yes, it does, but not in a bad way. I think, you know, neutrals can look very good. So I still think it looks good. Adjustable Lululemon? Nah, Lululemon is more like preppy, which I don't have in this slideshow. Akibi is what type of clothing exactly? So it tends to be a lot of... I'm trying to think what it's characterized by. It's definitely like tight shirt, big bottoms, which is a big part of fashion, like, theory anyway, is if you have a smaller top, you want a bigger bottom. I mean, like, as in like pants or big skirt. So if you have like a tight tank top, it'll look really good with big pants, or vice versa. If you have like, that's why a lot of the time you'll see girls wearing like a big hoodie and like a little skirt. It follows that same principle, as if like the top is big, then the bottom is small, and the other way around. Lots of neutrals. Only one of these images has it, you can see, but a lot of Akibi is like wearing headphones for some reason. And also not pictured here, there's a lot of stars. A lot of knitted stars. Like on like hoodies or something, so when it zips down you got a star in the middle sort of thing. I see that a lot in Akibi fashion as well. But I want to clear up that this is not, even if you add some color to it, this is not Y2K. You understand, new kid? You get it? We got our first two fashions down. Ow. Sorry, usually nobody shows up to fashion club but me, and I sit here designing alone, so I'm not used to talking as much. Got it. Everything is Y2K? No! Wrong! How should you select colors? For Akibi or in general? Because colors, it's good to have kind of like one primary color and then one accent color. Like you can see here, and this is just for like in general. As you see, you have kind of this person in the middle, where they're mostly wearing darker colors, but they have this accent in the middle of the white tank top to sort of break it up. Because if they also had another dark color, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between their jacket and their tank top. So they make sure there's some contrast there so that you can tell that there's layers. Same here, where they have this shirt layered over this one. If they were both the same color, you wouldn't be able to tell that there's layers. So they have a darker gray and a lighter gray. Understand? You're very passionate about fashion. I have a passion for fashion. It is my life's love. That's why I run the club. Why else would I? I can't run a fashion club if I hate fashion. But anyway, I digress. Here, is our next aesthetic, goth. And I feel like a lot of people get really excited because they're like, oh my goth mommy aesthetic. But goth is another aesthetic that tends to get a little bit misconstrued, and I think a big part of this is because goth has a lot of subgenres and subcultures within it. So goth can honestly mean a lot of different things, and it gets a little muddied just because of the weird telephone game that is the internet. But I will clear up these misconceptions today. Papa, these are all considered goth. Now, again, it makes it a little difficult because you can see like this look and this look very different, but they are both considered goth, just different subgenres. So, Lolita goth is kawaii. Yes, both this, well, this is kind of like bordering on not Lolita, but this is gothic Lolita, which I will get to Lolita later. I maybe should have put it first so that this made more sense, but whatever. We'll get to, I will talk about Lolita fashion in due time, so don't worry. But we have many different types of goth here. We have, I mean, you can see it at the top. This is sort of more of a southern goth, which really, the only big difference I've ever seen between like romantic goth and southern goth is that southern goth has like brimmed hats, and that's kind of it. But it's a lot of lace, a lot of flowy, lacy fabrics, heavy makeup. You can see this lovely woman right here has, her face is completely painted white. This is not a black and white image. Her face is completely painted white with accentuating black makeup. That is a big part of the gothic style, is a white painted face and black makeup, though it is not necessary for certain subgenres. But you can see this kind of recurring theme of laciness even within pretty much all of these, except for this one, which I think she has lace stockings on. So never mind. They all have some form of lace on them. Very, very dark. And being goth is about... It isn't like being emo, which I will also get to. It isn't about being emo. Because being emo is seeing the world and its darkness and being like, ugh, everything sucks and we're all gonna die one day and I'm sad about it. But being goth is all about like, ugh, everything in the world sucks, but there's kind of like beauty in it, you know? There's beauty in the things that suck. Does that make any sense? They're more than just a fashion. There's an ideology behind it that I think plays a part, because goth fashion is very romantic looking. There's literally a subgenre of goth called romantic goth. It is finding the beauty in the dark. Will all of these be female examples? I may have one male example in here later on, but they're mostly female because if you haven't noticed, all of the goers of Tuba High School are female. Other than you, unless you are female. And if you're not female, then I guess you're an honorary girl today. So congratulations! Yay! You're a girl now! But most of them are gonna be... most of them are gonna be female examples. But yes, that is the goth fashion aesthetic. And then next, as I just said, we have emo. Where'd my music go? My music. Oh, there it is. My radio stopped playing. What in the world? Anyway, yes, we have the emo aesthetic. This was very popular in kind of the late 2000s, early 2010s. I would say is when emo was the biggest. More like mid to late 2000s, early 2010s. Next slide. And these are some examples of emo fashion. Pretty much always, it's gonna be some mixture of black as a main color, and then one or two very bright accentuating colors. Yeah, it's not a phase. It's not a phase, Mom. Very much that energy. I will not say it's raw XD, because raw XD is scene fashion, which I think may be counted as a subgenre of emo. I'm not sure, but I'll get to it. I'm getting ahead of myself. Definitely seen a lot of Steven emo fashion in my days. It's very, very popular. Big hair. That's like, I think one of the most important things. You have dark colors with usually red accentuating pieces. Belts were big. Dark skinny jeans and belts. And big hair. They would often, if you know what teasing your hair is, it's when you take a brush or a comb and you actually brush it backwards. So instead of brushing downwards, you brush upwards, and it causes your hair to tangle in a way that gives it a lot of volume. And that added with just kind of cutting your hair into very specific layers will give you a lot of volume in your hair, which is how you see all these emo kids with their like crazy bangs going on. So that's how emo and goth get mixed together, black being the main color for them both. Yes, black and kind of having a baseline of like, everything sucks as their ideology, and so they often get confused. So now, you never have to ask if the goth kid is emo ever again, because now you know they're not. But yeah, studded rhinestone belts, lots of belts. So you'll see these girls down here have distressed leggings, and distressed, for anybody who does not know in terms of fashion, means that they've kind of been like cut up into holes. Distressed jeans usually don't have full holes in them, but if you've ever seen somebody wearing jeans that have a hole where it's like, it's got the white strings going across the hole, because the jean has been broken, but it's not fully dead yet. Kind of like that. That is a distressed pant. Is that how they did it in the 80s with the big hair? Well, that and a lot of hairspray. Like, a lot. The classic pre-ripped jeans. Oh, back then though, because this was the earlier 2000s and this was like kind of a pushback against actual Y2K, they, at the time, ripped jeans were kind of like looked down upon. People would ask you like, you know your hole, you know your hole has a jean in it? No. You know your jean has a hole in it? Like, yeah. I did that on purpose, Mom. Was your mom a scene girl? Is that how you know? Nah. She was more kinda alt-rock grungy. But yeah, they got the ripped jeans, but you could not at the time buy pre-ripped. You gotta do that stuff yourself. One ozone layer worth of hairspray. Everybody around you within a 20-mile radius gets sick because you have to put too much hairspray in. Yes, this is emo, which... Oh yeah, also Converse. Forgot to mention, lots of Converse going on in emo fashion. Which is often confused with. You'll notice a lot of these things get confused together. Like I said, people on the internet like to lie, as well as fashions will evolve over time. Everything eventually becomes just a trend that will change and flow with time. So a lot of these definitions get kind of muddied together as things fall into and out of popularity. But something else that was popular at the time, about the same time I would say, is scene fashion, which again, I'm not sure if it's technically a subgenre of emo. It may or may not be, I actually don't know. Except I do know, because I'm the fashion club president and I know everything about fashion. But scene, I'm sure you've seen it before. Ha 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 ha. It looks very similar to emo fashion at a glance, but there's a lot more color and pattern mixing going on. Lots of patterns, lots of stripes. You'll see all these striped leggings and the striped big fluffy leg warmers are very cute. Very RAR XD. This is definitely the era of like RAR XD. Pounces on you, ooh woo. Like, but hey, why is everybody throwing apples at me? What the heck? Ow! We're in school. What the new kid? How do you have apples? Shouldn't you be saving that for lunch? Which there's only one lunch period in the entire of this week's schedule. But don't think about that. Save your apples. Don't throw them at me. You have to eat. I got it from Apple Club. Dang, where was Apple Club? I missed out. That's a tomato. Look again, new kid. You're wrong. But anyway. Yes, scene fashion. Somehow, in comparison, right? In comparison to emo, the scene hair has somehow gotten bigger. On a lot of people, it kind of looks like a helmet, but I like it. I like the fashion aspect of it. Raccoon tails, which are like these kind of striped, feathered pieces, you can see coming down, were very popular in scene fashion. Add some more color and pattern and interest, and it makes the design even busier. Also, something you can see that was very popular in scene fashion, and actually this came back in like late alt e-girl fashion back in, I want to say 2023. Is you can see this girl has like a lot of bracelets on. Can you see all the beaded bracelets that she has on? Can you see them? They may be too small. These girls have some on too, which may be a little bit easier to see. But do you see all the bracelets? New kid, I'm gonna quiz you. Do you know what these bracelets are called? New kid, do you know? The more bracelets, the more powerful the scene girl. That's how they get their energy beam to charge. Were emo kids also furries? Furry was not a widely used term at the time, I don't believe. But RAR XD was less about... I think it started in scene circles, and then furries kind of adopted it, is what I believe happened. Friendship bracelets? No, but that is a very good guess. These are called candy. They're not actually made of candy. They were just called that, and I also believe it's spelled with a K, like K-A-N-D-I. I believe it's how you spell candy. But this is candy. A lot of the time, and a lot of scene girls would go to raves. And a big part of scene culture and rave culture and candy as a whole is candy trading. And you will kind of trade these bracelets with each other at raves and parties and get-togethers. I never owned any candy, or bracelets or anything, so I never got to experience this. But it was a nice way of like making friends. It was a lot of community culture. Furries are less fashion, more of a culture. Yeah, they're more of like a fan base. Because candy was, you know, you'd make them and you'd trade them with other people who had candy. It was a very, very, very cute little community ritual of sorts. But yes, scene, it's like emo. Bigger hair, more color, more patterns, more jewelry. Less edgy, more raw XD. Moving on from scene, we have alt, modern. So alternative fashion is kind of just anything out of the ordinary, in all honesty. Like any of these previous few, like goth, emo, and scene could be considered alternative fashion, right? But modern alternative fashion is definitely a bit different, and is, I think, what I see people confuse the most with goth. This is alternative fashion. See, there's a guy. Honestly, this may be a girl. I'm not entirely too sure. I have seen girls who dress like that before, so it could be a girl or it could be a guy. Yeah, use your imagination. I don't know. Anyway, this is sort of modern, alternative, like e-girl fashion. Started becoming more popularized in... I think it takes a lot from like Tumblr fashion, but they made it more TikTokable and more capitalism. All the more capitalism. I love fast fashion! Rah! It's a bit harder to determine between it and emo. What you're gonna see a lot is like these bands on the thighs. You'll see that a lot with the stockings. Thigh highs with fishnets. And these... Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Listen. I'm never gonna judge anybody based on their choice of attire. I think fashion is such an important way to express yourself. Because, like, if you're ever afraid to dress the way that you want... Listen. I know I'm, like, sort of judgy mean girl type right now. But, real talk here for, like, 2 seconds. If you're ever anxious about what you think people are gonna think of you, if you want to dress the way that you dress, just don't even think about it. Like, you've been given this body, right? Think of it like a character creator in the game. You're allowed to just dress however you want. You can just do that. You want to wear something crazy? Just do it. No one's gonna stop you. But it's such an important part of self-expression, and I think you can tell a lot about people based on the way that they choose to present themselves and dress themselves. So... So use this, it's an art. Express yourself. Yes. But all that being said, I really don't like this trend of the striped shirt under a t-shirt. I don't like it at all. I'm so sorry to anybody who likes that fashion, but it's not really my thing. I just think it got overplayed too quick, and also it's too warm. You're wearing a whole long sleeve shirt under a t-shirt. Too warm. Too much. Bottom right, though, even then, I'm not huge on this. Like, it is cute, but I feel like a lot of this, like, e-girlish fashion looks exactly the same. If you look up, like, e-girl alt fashion on Google Images, 99% of them look exactly like this outfit. I feel like there's only so much expression you can do with it before it just turns into another genre of fashion completely. Because at the end of the day, it's really an amalgamation of all of those previous alternative styles, right? So you end up kind of trapped in this very narrow, plain box for styles like this. And I don't think it looks bad. I just think it got overplayed very fast because it was during, like, quarantine where everything was on the internet and trends and fads moved so fast that everybody had to hop on this right when it happened, so it became oversaturated very, very quick. But enough about my rant. Actually, hang on, this classroom, club room situation is very warm. I'm gonna turn on... Do you mind if I turn on the AC, new kid? Are you warm? I'm warm. I shouldn't have worn long sleeves inside at, like, peak summer, but here we are. I'm gonna turn on the AC. Give me a second. There we go. You'd think it'd be a super broad style being alternative fashion. Well, if we're just counting alternative fashion, then like it's all of this, you know. Ugh. Excuse me. Yeah, all of this is sorta alternative fashion, but this is the more modern style of it, right? Now next, I actually don't remember what I put next in my presentation. Wait, really? Congrats on 1K? Let's go! Thank you! Oh, I made it! Yay! Oh, I don't want to cry, that's really lame. Sorry. Oh, no, I'm so fashion right now. I can't cry, that's so lame. I'm cool. I'm cool, popular kid. Thank you. Oh. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I'm crying in front of the new kid. That's no, I can't ruin my makeup. This foundation was $40. Yeah, no tears for the popular kid. None of that. I must continue. But thank you for 1K. I really appreciate it. Wait, that also means I can raid I can raid into Feilin after this in her club. Oh yay! I'm excited. Okay, thank you. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. Continuing on. Thank you. We go to grunge fashion. We move on to grunge, which again, and I feel like I'm gonna have to say this for everything, gets kind of misconstrued as something else, a more modernized version of it. But grunge, at the end of the day, is a little nasty looking. This was very popular, like late 80s, kind of early 90s, I believe. And it was characterized by essentially anything you could find in a Seattle thrift store. Grunge was called grunge because of the grungy, sludgy, you know, vibe of Seattle rock at the time. And you know, that's where grunge music also came from, was that kind of area of the world, is that there were a lot of different popular kind of rock bands doing that same style of music in Seattle at the same time. And so it, you know, became grunge. People like Dave Grohl, you have Kurt Cobain, stuff like that. Very practical this one might be for me. It's very comfortable, and that was kind of the point, because you know, it's like it's winter in Seattle, you gotta find clothes. Pretty much all they're gonna have is these thick plaids. It's a lot of neutrals, a lot of kind of thick plaid cardigans, and stuff that doesn't always look super flattering necessarily, but put all together, it's a very striking style, and I like it quite a lot. I like grunge fashion quite a lot. I actually wouldn't mind wearing grunge fashion, but if I can pull it off, I think that's kind of the beauty of it. And the beauty of grunge fashion is I don't think there's like any look of person that would look bad in this. This music is so distracting. There we go, that's better. It's nice, it's very nostalgic to a lot of people. Yes, earthy colors, that is very, very correct. Neutrals, earthy colors, plaids. Distressed jeans once again, but that was back in like the 80s. So they got like holes in them, you know? It isn't the nice factory-made pre-distressed jeans you'll get nowadays. People were tearing them jeans up. Band kids going off in the next room, they're going crazy in there. But yes, that is grunge fashion. I think nowadays grunge is used to describe a much cleaner style of fashion, but that isn't what grunge used to be in the past. Oh my god, I'm so sniffly now. Ugh. So sniffly. Anyway, this next one. Actually, I was gonna say was popularized in da 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 da, but I actually kind of don't know. Hey, let me get some water. Ugh. Not My Hero Academia. Light and Dark Academia. So, light, you may wonder why I have Light and Dark Academia categorized into one. And the answer is because they're the same goddamn thing. They're the same goddamn thing. They're the same thing. Just one of them has lighter colors and the other one has darker colors. I don't care. They're the same thing. This is like... How do I explain this? How do I explain academia? This is the type of person that you see in like the college coffee shop that works on their thesis in the coffee shop. Not because they need the free Wi-Fi, but because they want people to see that they're working. Does that make any sense? Oh, excuse me, oh my god. And don't get me wrong, even though I say that and that some people who wear dark academia can be a little bit pretentious, I still think it is very, very cute, and it's not all of them. It is an adorable fashion. Again, more neutrals happening. Lots of very dark and subtle plaids, rather than... You can kind of see it in grunge. These plaids are very vibrant and very obvious. They have very contrasting colors with the red and the white. You see the red and the white again. This kind of like white and green going on. But here, it's a lot of like brown on another brown, right? So it's a lot more subtle and contained. I'm an academic and you must perceive me being academic, exactly. There is a lot of... Oh, turtlenecks. Turtlenecks are huge in the academia style. Turtlenecks, neutrals. Very clean style. Everything is ironed out perfectly. There will be no wrinkles. There will be no imperfections. Very, very clean. It makes you look smart. It makes you look very, very smart. And it's very cute. I gotta continue because I only have so much time. And I mean, we have an entire outfit to design later, right? So, I gotta hurry up. Next, this is one that you may have heard of. And... I kind of hate the rise of the term core. I'm not huge on the term core. I think it's a little... Because people, whenever they want to make a new fashion, they take a word and they just like slap the word core at the end. It's like, boom, fairy core, space core, star core, fucking fart core. I don't know, people just do stuff. But cottage core is one of the first ones that I think did this. And I have to admit, it's cute. It's really, really cute. It's very like, you know, girl in her cottage tending to her strawberry farm. It's freaking adorable. It is. I cannot lie. You know what else has a core? Please don't throw an apple at me. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry. Yes, coded and core are often just like slapped onto terms. Excuse me. Oni core. What would Oni core be? I don't even know. Evil? Evil in Japanese? I don't know. But cottage core is very cute. Lots of puffy, frilly sleeves and long, flowy dresses. It's just very feminine. It's very cute and it's very simple. And honestly, I remember. You guys probably don't know, but I remember back in 2019 when this strawberry dress was first posted somewhere on TikTok. It was freaking everywhere. You could find like shitty remakes of this on AliExpress and Depop and Wish and like everything. And it was so hard to find the original, but oh, I wanted one so bad. It's so cute and flowy, and it looks like I love dresses that look like they would like flow out when you twirl around. And I wanted it so bad, and I never got it. I gotta find one nowadays. But they're so hard to get. They're so hard to find. No, I never got one. Very sad. But yes, cottagecore. We're going out. We're picking berries and putting them in our little basket. We're making flower bouquets. Lots of soft pastels. Not always earthy tones, but sometimes you can see this more neutral green here and these lighter colors. But yes, that is a good word for it. It's very lovely. But yes, it's always the kind of puffed out sleeves, lots of square necklines you see here on this woman and here and here. Square neckline is kind of self-explanatory. It's just the neckline is cut into a square. Yes, that is cottagecore. Not to be confused with coquette. Coquette is another one that recently had a resurgence because of a meme where people would just take like a pink ribbon and put it on something and be like, it's coquette now, which I thought was very funny. Because that is a defining characteristic of coquette fashion. It is lots of bows, lots of frills. You thought cottagecore was feminine? This puts cottagecore to shame in the femininity department. I feel like we stepped into a time machine looking at all these dresses and styles of fashion. Oh, we haven't even gone in the time machine yet. You'll figure that out soon. But yes, it is very elegant. Lots of pastels. It's white and pink pretty much only. You'll see some brown if you can see the skirt right here. Paired into it occasionally because, I mean, pink and brown go together really well. It's a very pretty color pattern. Yeah. Color... What's the word? Combination. It's a very pretty color combination. Like pearl necklaces, frills, lockets were big in coquette fashion. Tight, thin tops. Very, very, very thin, like, fabrics for the tops. Frills, ribbons, pearls, the works, anything you can think of that is incredibly feminine, it's probably used in coquette fashion. Oh, and big bows in the hair, which I think are very cute. They're so cute. Sounds like a food. What, like a croquette? Isn't that a food? Croquette? The corset look, yes. Corset, corsets are also often used, but like very subtle corsets are often used in coquette fashion. Coquette is a food? Oh, okay. Are there any rules for selecting patterns? Not really. Depending on the style, you may want to go for a stronger or less strong one, and it should be an accent. It shouldn't really be your main piece unless you're trying to dress yourself in a style that's meant to be very busy, like scene fashion where it is all very busy. You're gonna have like a cheetah print shirt, right? You gotta. But in something like coquette, you'll notice that most of these don't use patterns for the top. And it's only really used as an accent on the bottom, except for this one, and in that case, it is very, very subtle. So I think it all depends, but for the most part, you want to use it as an accent piece, and not the main piece. So let's say you wanted to dress in something simple, you could do like a white undershirt, and if you wanted to add a pattern, you can just have a jacket with a pattern on it, so that there's still the white undershirt to break up the busyness of the pattern. So it doesn't drown you out and distract from your face. Next up, let me get water. I'm so raspy. You didn't see me do that. Anyway. New kid. Not somebody. There's only one person here. It's you. You're the new kid, and you're the only one here. You mentioned earlier, new kid. You mentioned the time machine. We're really going in the time machine now because this is very generalized vintage fashion. Vintage can be considered anything really from like the 30s to, well, 1930s to like, I think the 1960s is considered vintage fashion. This is... I believe most of these were kind of before the time that women were allowed to wear pants. Which is unfortunate, but it's still very cute. A lot of very stiff fabrics at the time. Fabrics did not have much stretch to them, so that they were very stiff and maybe not the most comfortable. And it is always, 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 you will see a pattern here. Well, you'll see a lot of patterns, ha 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 ha, but you'll see a pattern here of a very tight top and a very big skirt. That was a lot of it. It's these very sharp angles of like coming into this tiny waist and then boom, coming out with a big skirt to contrast that. And it comes back all the way to that theory that I talked about of, you know, if you have like a smaller top, you want bigger bottoms. Because it's pleasing to the eye to see the contrast in size. But they included a lot of patterns, but you'll notice that there are still accents to break up the pattern. Most of these dresses are not fully patterned, except for, I would say, these two here. And even then, I think they're kind of ugly, so there you go, right? But you know, you see, she has a patterned top, but it is broken up in the middle with this stripe of plain blue fabric. Same here, she has this kind of white undershirt and the white trim on the sleeves. So there's still something to break up the pattern, even though it is the main bulk of the dress, you know? But yeah, short sleeves, stiff fabric, big skirt. Vintage fashion. And, you know, fashion did have ebbs and flows throughout the years of the mid-90s, but it did kind of follow this similar pattern for a long time. And also, fashion was... It made me angry looking up the images to get this presentation together, because you'll notice this magazine clipping has these dresses on sale for $3! Ugh! Why can't the dresses I want to buy be $3? What the heck? Anyway, I cannot brood about that too much because it will make me depressed, so... I'll move on to one of my personal favorite fashion styles. Not my favorite. Sorry, I didn't know that was in here. Anyway, Lolita! Lolita fashion! You've probably seen it before, being on the internet. Very cute. Very, very doll-like. Lots of frills. Very... It's... less, it is definitely overly feminine. I do think it pushes past the amount of feminine that Coquette is. But in like a very cartoony and doll-like way, right? A big part of... There's a lot of different subgenres. Like here is actually Gothic Lolita, which we did talk about a little bit earlier, right? But you have all these different styles of Lolita. But you know, another characterization of most Lolita chords is small top, bigger bottom. See? Lots of A-line dresses. Kind of just... I don't know how to describe A-line. I just know what it looks like. You'll have to go somewhere else for that. Wigs. Wigs are big in Lolita. Big figuratively and literally. Is Jirai K considered a sub... Reminding myself, I know the term... No. It is another type... Jirai K is another type of, like, Japanese street fashion, just like Lolita is, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily related, other than that. Jirai K is very cute, though. But I wouldn't say they're within the same vein. They're just both styles of Japanese street fashion. But yes, big bows, big headpieces. You'll see this girlie kind of has like a maid bonnet going on. Big, colorful wigs and lots of layers. So many layers. Lolita outfits can get really, really hot because there's so many layers going on. But very beautiful, very... Kind of makes you look like a porcelain doll, like a vintage porcelain doll, right? Super cute. Oh, and heavy makeup. Mostly to make your eyes look bigger. And to give you very pale, smooth skin a lot of the time. Not always. But a lot of people you see try and really appear like a porcelain doll. If only I could get a 200k girl to ruin my life. New kid, we just met. You're admitting so many things to me. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I believe this next one is the last piece of fashion that I have on my Aesthetics 101 class. And this is another one of my personal favorites. This is tech wear. This music is intense. I'm skipping it. No. Because I think that one may get me copyrighted. Okay, there we go. Finally, on the list we have tech wear, which I truly wish was talked about more because it's so freaking cool! Oh my gosh, are we seeing this right now? Are we even? I'm gonna nerd out so bad. I did not nerd out. Because it is so cool. Because tech wear, and this is what I love about fashion, is they're not afraid to get a little weird with it. They play a lot with really fun shapes and layering, and if you can see these pants down here, they're like these like braided, intertwined layers of fabric with like these purposeful cutouts. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. I'm being so geeky right now. This is embarrassing. I can't. I mustn't. I can't. But this is tech wear. More neutrals, but they play a lot more with contrast than here. I can actually go back through it to Akibi. You notice a lot of Akibi fashion, there isn't as much contrast as the tech wear fashion, right? Like we're playing with this really harsh dark gray and this really bright light gray, right? This little outfit here, this like cat hoodie layered dress thing, I want this so bad. It's so cute. But it's another thing, it's similar to the strawberry dress where there's a lot of like fake resellers, so it's very hard to get a hold of. But very cool nonetheless. Men's tech wear, I don't know much about men's fashion, admittedly. I apologize, new kid, if you are a man, which you're not because you're an honorary girl today. Honorary girl, Tuba High School member. But if you are a guy, I apologize for not having examples on here and me not knowing much about modern or men's fashion. Men's tech wear is also super sick. It tends to be a little bit more busy than this. Like, you see how these pants have a lot of patching and layers and flaps to them? Think that, but like more, right? And I think the biggest problem with tech wear with this is another more modern piece of fashion. It's playing off of what we think the future is gonna look like, right? But the future is now. And it ends up being very expensive. Like, so expensive, it's kind of ridiculous, right? So it's really hard to get a hold of. But I'd love to be able to dress like this someday, but way too expensive, but very cool. And that is the end of my Aesthetics 101 presentation. Which we're actually kind of right on time, because there's only 1 hour left of Fashion Club. Is it really that pricey? I looked at a pair of techwear pants that was like $200. So it truly is that pricey. Ah, yes! Flips hair dramatically. Thank you. Yes, I know my presentation was amazing and perfect and very well organized and thought out. Yes, thank you. So these, you know, are the... Jesus Christ. Sorry. Jump scared me. This is so intense. My music is so intense. Here we go. So I had to sort out all my stuff. But what we should do, right, is we do need to decide on 2 key things before we can start designing an outfit. That is our aesthetic, which I did just teach you about. And also, we need to decide on a color palette. And so, I'm admittedly not super great at figuring out color palettes. I'm kind of terrible at choosing colors sometimes. I may or may not be a slight bit colorblind, just a little, so it makes it a little difficult. Except, I'm not, and nobody told you that. You don't know that. I'm not. I'm not a little bit red-green colorblind. Everything looks fine to me, it's normal, and it looks normal. Right? This music is so much. Is there another playlist I can use? They won't get me in trouble? Hang on. I'm changing the radio. This is the same playlist. Here. This one should be a little bit more calming. Okay. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Anyway. Anyway. But because I'm not incredible at picking colors sometimes, I leave it up to drumroll please, drumroll please, drumroll please. The Wheel of Fate. Applaud please. That was, you know, grand reveal. You're supposed to applaud. Applause please. You know, pachi pachi, clap 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 clap. You know. Thank you, new kid. Thank you. Anyway, this mystical Wheel of Fate. Remember how I said that this classroom is just like an abandoned old math classroom? Well, I found this dusty old thing in here, and I decided to give it a quick little fix-up. Back when I found it, apparently, it was originally meant to, you know, decide how someone lives or dies, show you your future, all your wants and desires, blah 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 blah. But that is boring! So, I decided to repurpose it. And now, it will show me the perfect color palette at the wave of my hand. Momentous improvement, if you ask me. Actually, since you are new kid, I will let you use it this time, if you would like. It's very simple, I promise. It is a very simple process to spin the Wheel of Fate. Yes. All you have to do to spin the mystical Wheel of Fate is to shout the word spin. Don't do it yet, or else it'll spin too fast, okay? Don't do it yet. Do you can do that? It's very easy. You are capable of shouting the word spin. Very simple. Spin? No, it's not spin, it's spin. Spin. Stop saying spin, it's gonna spin. Stop saying spin, it's gonna spin too early. You're gonna mess up the tides of fate. Spin! New kid, do you know how to spell? This is high school. I'm getting a little bit worried for you. Here, are we ready to spin the mystical Wheel of Fate and decide the color palette of the new school uniform? On the count of 3, new kid, shout with me the word spin, okay? 1, 2, 3, spin! Ha! Oh, it... Dun-dun! We have our winner. We have our beautiful winner. Incredible stuff. Thank you, new kid, for helping me spin and having it not land on one of the color palettes on this wheel that I consider kind of ugly. Because there was a chance that I could do that. And because it is the Wheel of Fate, it becomes my fate. Actually, I guess because you're the one that spun it, it technically becomes your fate. So, if this outfit turns out bad, it's your fault and not mine. Okay, new kid? You understand? Yes, we got some nice kind of beachy colors going on. Very cute. But that isn't all. That isn't all. We cannot just go with the color palette. We also need an I forgot to change the image. This isn't the Wheel of Fate as I know it. What's going on? This is so embarrassing. Who put my photo from Tubagram up on the Wheel of Fate? What is this? I didn't change the image back. Well, I guess we're spinning this depressed Kijori photo to decide to decide on our aesthetic. New kid, are you ready? Are you ready to spin once again? I will count down, or I guess up. I'll count up once again, okay? We will spin me. 1, 2, 3, spin! Ah! That's me being spun. Ah! Whoa! A goth outfit with that color palette? Oh, that's gonna be hard. I already just had an idea. Oh my gosh, my brain. My brain is so big. Okay. This means that the Wheel of Fate has now decided. Here, I'll put the Wheel of Fate away. The Wheel of Fate has now decided. Let me move a little bit. There we go. That we will have a outfit with a beachy color palette and a goth style. So let me get my little drawing pad all nice and ready to work. Give me 1 second, new kid. It's a lot of effort. Uh-oh, I had these sorted wrong. Give me a second, new kid. Don't worry about it. One second. One more second. Maybe even another second. Fashion Club President Kijori Konno is prepared. She's so prepared. So prepared that this amount of time that I'm taking was planned from the beginning. That's how prepared I am. Okay, there we go. Here! I will meet you at my desk. Come to my desk. Here, come here. Ta-da! Welcome to my workspace. It's pretty great over here, isn't it? Pretty great little setup I have. I got my drawing tablet. Listen, this was supposed to be a hand cam section, but I messed up and my hand cam broke, so we're gonna pretend I had to figure out something special. And I'm totally not also using my mouse. That's totally not what's happening, and I'm totally not drawing with my mouse today. Totally not. Anyways, this obviously, as you can see, is the aesthetic that the Wheel of Fate has chosen for us, as well as our color palette. And the absolute disgusting, bland, failure of an old school uniform. But don't worry, I will fix that. But first, I do have to strip her naked, so don't look. Behold, our base Tuba High School fashion croquis. I drew this croquis in like 2021. This thing is old. I had to revamp it for the sake of today and today's project. Your fingers look like they aren't getting enough blood. Excuse you. That's an effect of me being an Oni. Are you being Oni-cist? Whoa. That's insane. That's crazy. You can't just talk about somebody's hand color like that, you know. That isn't nice. So, first, something that I would like to decide on with your help, with your what's the word I'm looking for? Assistant, new kid. Is I want your help in deciding whether we should have long sleeves or short sleeves. What length of sleeve? It's very, very important. I think with goth you can get away with either one. We see this gothic Lolita girl in her short sleeve, so we'll start a poll amongst you and only you. You can mull it out with the voices in your head. Long or short? Oh. Short. So this, in theory, should show up on the screen. It did not. Well, pretend like there's a widget on screen that does. So, what are we thinking, new kid? Discuss, argue with the voices in your head, and decide whether we should have long sleeves on our outfit or short sleeves on our outfit. Help me out, new kid. I want your fresh, fashionable mind to help me decide. It is summer, so I can understand, you know, the short sleeves, though traditionally they are long. Okay, I'll give you 5 more seconds. I'll give you 5 more seconds to help me decide, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The poll in your brain has ended, and long sleeves has won. Thank you, new kid. Which means I gotta sketch out. Gotta sketch out some sleeves. Let's see. I'm personally, if you couldn't tell based on what I'm wearing, I'm very partial to an off-the-shoulder look, so I may do that very similar to what this girl has here. Right. Let's see. I love an off-the-shoulder. It's gotta be a little modest, because this is a school uniform after all. Ignore what I'm wearing and what half the members of Chuba High School are wearing. This is a uniform. It's gotta be properly say-so, and of a good length, right? Right. I do love this kind of ruffly thing that's going on here, but I think I can give it a little more. That's going on. Let me adorn this neckline with some fun ruffles. And new kid, if you have any suggestions, please feel free to let me know and suggest things if you see anything that could be added, okay? No shame in trying to give your artistic input. See, I think I could add... Ooh, you know what'd be fun? Because I have kind of this... If you can see this kind of beachy color, this is nearly a gold, right? Which means I can give it some fancy gold accents. But our budget is low, which means it may not be a gold accent and more like a... It's painted gold. It's plastic. It'll be plastic, but... Shh, don't worry about it. Long sleeves 1, right? Yes, okay. Just want to make sure. What are the modesty design constraints? Honestly, probably not much. It has to be mostly school appropriate. Mostly. I love with long sleeves doing this thing where it kind of comes in at like the elbow and then flows back out again. Do you kind of see that? And I am thinking, because it is meant to be goth, we kind of do like a very flowy, drapey situation here, right? Well, it flows the wrong way. Right? You kind of see the vision? You see the idea, new kid? There we go. very flowy, kind of translucent sleeve going on, right? We gotta block out our shapes for now, and then we'll be able to add the finer details, colors, and such, right? Very Morticia! Yes, I see it. Morticia is very much considered goth. Morticia Adams. There we go. Fashion over function. Oh, of course, fashion over function. Goodness. Who do you think I am, huh? Oh, I gotta have it be flowy. I almost forgot. This is so difficult to do with a mouse. Oh my goodness. Oh, what do you mean, mouse? It's my hand. You can see it. You can see my hand right here. It's moving. Visible in front of your eyes. Dang, somebody is speeding by the school right now. My goodness. I've never understood loud cars. I've never been a fan. I guess I just don't like cars in general. Some of them are kind of like looking, but I don't like being in cars. How's that look? That's even. Oh? Huh. What's that? I've been joined by my by the idol club president. You were the idol club, right? You were teaching idol terms the other day. Thank you, fellow classmate Serena, for coming and joining me for the fashion club. We are currently through new kid voting and Wheel of Fate decision, creating a new school uniform. Yes, hello, Idol Club President. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, I'm currently designing a better school uniform because you know nobody wears the old one anymore because it was just so ugly and boring, right? Do you see how? Oh wait, do you see how ugly and boring and not at all cool this is? Not at all freaking adorable. So terrible and awful and ugly that nobody wears it. And so, I instead am opting to make my own. And the Wheel of Fate has decided it will be goth and of a beachy color palette. Yes, yes. Goth inspo uniform, count me in. Oh, thank God I have at least one supporter. Some of these people don't trust me. This new kid doesn't trust me and my incredible prowess. How could they? Goth idol uniform. Actually, that will be our next decision for our skirt. Would we like the skirt to be long or short? Let me... Skirt. Length. I will start another poll for you to argue within your psyche, new kid. Will the skirt length be short or long? Oh, oops, I spelled long wrong. Will the skirt length be short or long? Really difficult questions being asked here. Short or long skirt? Oh, this one, I don't know if I even need to give you extra time to decide, new kid. You seem to have your mind made up on a short skirt. Long. No. Long skirt has officially, unfortunately, lost to the short skirt. Short or long? The short skirt wins, so I will add. You know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? I feel like a lot of goth. You see all these corsets. You have to add a corset. It's not even a question. So I will add a corset to kind of break up these shapes a little bit. Oh, that's not even. To break up these shapes a little bit. Oh, very, very, very cute. You know what we can do? Because it's goth. I have an idea. It looks like bat wings, right? Does that read as kind of like bat wings coming in to meet here in the middle? I hope it does. And then, you know. By short, are we thinking knee length or higher? I was thinking sort of like, for short, a lot of what you're gonna see is these like Lolita style short skirts. So probably a little bit above knee length just because of the puffiness, right? So let me add, where's my pen? There we go. Let me add some simple lacing. Not very even, but we gotta go quick. My club only lasts so long. Some simple lacing. And let me add a nice puffy skirt. It's gonna be, I'm gonna start another layer so that I don't get it confused with my current one. Okay. It will go a little bit up above the knees, right? Oh man, a thinner, like a more pencil skirt would look really cute here, but I don't know. Now I'm thinking about the idol club leader has given me an incredible thought about sort of a gothic idol uniform, and now I'm thinking about it. Puffy skirts, yes, I love a good puffy skirt. You missed me earlier talking about this beautiful strawberry dress with a long flowy skirt that I absolutely freaking adore. There we go. We have our basic shape, right? And I saw somebody earlier, or new kid earlier. What? Somebody? What am I talking about? This isn't a stream with people in it. This is a classroom with you in it and me. Somebody suggested, you suggested to have an uneven skirt. So I think with this batwing kind of motif going on, right? So we can get some more puffiness just to kind of, you know, a little more frills to kind of outline the edge of the corset, right? In the start of the skirt. We can have that going on, but with an uneven thing, what I'm thinking we can do is we have that batwing motif already going on, alright? So I think what you can do is create this sort of like drapey piece that actually drapes further than the underskirt, right? That also sort of looks like a batwing. Ooh, those lines are messy. Do we see the vision? Silhouette of the fit is unique. I'm in love. I love when sleeves are longer than the skirt. I think it's very cute. Who is this new kid and why are they cutting? I know, new kid. You've been giving me some great ideas. I love the idea of the long sleeves and the short skirt. See, you were listening when I taught about, you know, the large top and the small bottom, right? Right. You were listening. So we had a sort of batwing thing, and then ooh, you know what'd be cute to add some accent to it? Is if you ding off the edge of the little batwing piece. Little gemstones, little teardrop gemstones. Isn't that cute? It'll make more sense in color. Right. It's Fashion 101. It is Fashion 101. Exactly. That's your itty bitty basics right there. And fix this up a little bit. It's got a little messy. There we go. With that, I need something to add to the underskirt. Would a bat bow be cute? That could be very cute. I think it's goth, like goth Lolita. I'll work on hairstyle later though. Unless you meant somewhere else. But let's see, what's a good idea for the underskirt? Because right now it's very empty, very plain. Could go with some, you know, just some simple kind of frilly layers. We already have a lot of ruffles going on. Wouldn't hurt to have a couple more. But that's very... interrupts it quite a lot. Unless we have very simple layers that kind of just ombre it down in different colors. Because you also have to think, right? Whenever you are designing a piece, you have to think about the colors that you're going to use while you're designing the pieces, because you need enough pieces that it can, like, actually, what's the word I'm looking for here? That you have enough pieces to break up the monotony. Because if your outfit is all just like one piece of fabric, it's most likely going to be just one piece of color. Do you draw your own clothing designs normally? This looks really good. Thank you. No, I design for fun. It is my passion. Listen, don't bring up the mouse drawing. It was supposed to be it was supposed to be different. Actually, I was gonna have kind of like a ripped up bottom, but I don't know. I think I like the cleaner look here, especially since it's meant to be a uniform. Like the cleaner look here. There we go. And then, I love maximalism in design, so it looks like I'm adding a lot, but everything has a purpose, okay? So don't worry about it. If it seems like a lot, it will be fixed later on, okay? Everything has its place. More is more to me. More ruffles. Always more ruffles. Yes, we got goth, but we've ended up with the gothic Lolita look, which is okay. More is more. Yes, it is. Make drawing frills seem easy? It is easy. Here, if you want to draw frills on a surface, right? Imagine this is the bottom of a piece of fabric, and you want frills on the bottom? Fan out and draw squiggles. So you can either do it like this, where it kind of goes back and forth, right? And then you just draw lines up where you want your frills to be. This is kind of a botched version of it, but you get it. And then you kind of connect the back side of where the frills would be, right? And then boom, you have some frills. Very, very simple, right? Or if you want to, and this is very helpful, but I can't control Z anymore. This is very helpful with frills that are at an angle. You can see I did it here, where instead of going back and forth, right, in like a zipper pattern, you instead kind of go in the same direction. And then you just connect them the same way like that. And it kind of looks like you're looking at them from an angle. So instead of being layered over each other in like a front back scenario, it is now set in like a pleated pattern almost, where it's one in front of the other. And that is two different ways to draw very, very simple frills. Let me get rid of this real quick. Go away. Those are some quick and easy frills to do if you ever wanna draw them. I use that kind of technique here, where you just make squiggles and line it up to the edge. Now for the top, we never really finished the top. I may actually redo, because we're going for more of a gothic Lolita thing. I may get rid of this and do something different here. I still like the idea of it being off the shoulder, but I want to try a different shape. I don't want it to be straight anymore. I want it to kind of come down and then up. What can I do here? So the corset ends below the chest line. You can kind of come like this, right? And it'd be kind of like a bunched up fabric. I thought you were supposed to be making a school uniform? I am. This is the school uniform. Silly. And isn't it great? Do you question my artistic knowledge and experiences? It's a better school uniform, yes, precisely. I have a love-hate relationship with outfits that kind of bunch up in the middle like this. Like tops that have this kind of bunching action going on. But it is kind of cute. It adds some fun shape to it, you know. Yeah, cute. That works. Ooh. I've had an idea. Actually, as the new kid, what shape of neckline would you like? I decided I don't like this, I'm getting rid of it. But what would you like the shape of the neckline to be? I'll give some examples. So you have, you know, you have a V neckline, which it could also be from here. You have sort of your square neckline, right? You have kind of this sort of thing going on. You have just a U-shaped neckline. What are we feeling, new kid? What's your vibe? Let me get rid of the sleeves here as well until we decide. We could also do it as like a proper sleeveless, right? So the sleeves just kind of connect here. Could be cute. And then it just comes like this. V-shape, okay. A wide V, the wide V? Okay, we will go with the wide V. I'm seeing a lot of people say V, so... A wide V. Now, if you're gonna have something like this, right? Where it is a wide V, and you have this big empty space of nothingness on your chest. What you want, and what I did not do with my outfit today, which I probably should have, is you want to add sort of jewelry. Either like some sort of choker, like a necklace. We could put a necklace on this girl. Wait! Idea. We're getting in real close. We already have this motif going on. It's too big. Hang on. There we go. Little bat locket. Jewelry on kids? Well, yeah. You ever been into a Claire's? Of course, jewelry. Jewelry is for any age, within reason. Don't give your 7-year-old an eyebrow piercing or something, but you know. Little bat necklace. Isn't that cute? And honestly, in honor of my incredible outfit that I'm wearing today, what I will do is I will wear... I've lost my cursor again. Okay. There it is. In honor of my incredible outfit that I'm wearing today, I will add some little straps here to keep the sleeves up so that it is more appropriate. Very important that your sleeves do not fall down in class, because that could be bad. And give it like a little transparent something here. Now it looks too busy. I'll keep the top a little plain for now. I'll see what I can do with it later. But I think that is the main bulk of the dress done. Look at that! Isn't that cute? And you helped design it with your genius new kid brain. So continuing on, we gotta do shoes. We gotta do shoes. And we gotta ask, we're doing another mind poll. Gotta start another mind poll. Are we doing tall width, sock length, tall sock versus short sock? Oh, I didn't type short sock. I just tall sock or short. Yeah, let me take some water. But oh my gosh. There's already 12 votes of your mind in, and everybody has said tall sock. Thigh-length long socks. Wow, this is the most sure I've seen anybody be in a long time, new kid. Yeah, you definitely have a preference. Here, I will end your mind poll with a whopping 100% vote for long socks. I will, so that you know, you have the fashion and kind of breaking up the color here. We will have them sit a little bit below the skirt line. And you know, it is goth. We cannot forget about our origins, our beginnings, so I will add some laces. I had not done that before. Add the ruffly bits in for the Lolita part, but man, I don't really know how to draw lace, do I? That's a lie. I can do anything. I can figure it out. This is a learning experience for both of us, new kid, okay? So let me get the lace in here real quick. Lots of dots. Pretend that these are even. They totally look very, very even and good, okay? Ba 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 and ba 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 ba. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Well, really looking okay, but anyway. And because of that, we can add more ruffles, because who could say no? Teeny tiny ruffles. On the edges. And on the bottoms, of course. Who could forget? And again, on the other side. Gotta have them be even. Ba, 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 ba. Quickly. I only have 30 minutes left. I haven't even colored in the school uniform yet. I lied, like 20 minutes left. There's the top of our socks. And then for shoes, I'm really bad at drawing shoes. And so I'm gonna take the reins here and give her some cute little kind of combat-y boots. Which are questionably not super goth. Oh, she can even have little bat wings. Little bat wings on the boots. Very cute. We're a goth school now. Just trust me here, new kid. I'm running out of time. There's no more time for your mind palace debates. Da, 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 da. Give her wedges. I love a good wedge heel. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. And then quickly, the other side. God, I hate dry shoes. I vote for feet, bare feet. No, that's a hazard. That isn't safe. You know, when people do some insane stuff, there's a whole magic club. You don't know what crazy magical residue could be sitting on the ground in the hallway when you're walking around. You don't want to step in that. That's incredibly dangerous. You have to think about, you know, with an outfit like this, you have to think about the safety and practicality of your uniform. Right? And you know, that's what this design is. It's all about safety and practicality. Of course. Dun, 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 dun. That's not even. Dun, 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 dun. Better. There we go. Ta-da! Technically, we have our outfit done, but no color. So we have to add color. I'll add hair very quickly at the end, so don't worry about her being bald. We have to ignore it for now. But let me set up all my stuff. Cute! Isn't she cute? Ain't she adorable? So I think for our main color, we're gonna go with this nice kind of light blue, right? I think the yellow and orange should be used more as accents, right? So I think for now, I want to use the blue to kind of just block out our main colors. So I will use this to color in the things I think should be blue. Second thing, the light blue, not biased at all. It's a pretty color. I love baby blue as a color. I am, other than pink, I am more partial to cool tones than I am to warm tones. I don't know how much you know about color theory, new kid. Because I know not that much, but don't tell anybody that. I know the basics that they taught me in art class. And that's pretty much it. This is so calming. I feel like I'm doing a coloring book. Even though it will be hidden, I will color in the sleeves here. It'll be hidden behind the skirt, but it's about principle, right? Principle? Like the principal of a school? Gasp. She's got puns, people. She's hilarious. Let me fill that the rest in, and then I'll go to the other side. Da, da, da. I haven't colored in a coloring book in a long time. I've always been so fascinated by people who can sit down and finish one of those like weird, hypnotical like adult coloring book patterns. It's got like the big circle with all the little symmetrical patterns in it. I don't know how people have like the time or the energy for those, you know? Because I always just get so bored so fast. And like, what if I forget what color I was using? It's too much. Just too much. Kijori coloring book. New kid, I wouldn't trust you with a Kijori coloring book. You'd color me in the wrong color on purpose. And I'm thinking, right, for the corset, since we want some contrast here, I will use... Oh wait, I want to use it actually here. On the lining, right? These kind of orange bat wings. Our creativity is being stifled. That is true, that is true. You know, if you colored me in green or something, I guess it would be creative. Oh my gosh, it's the president of the poetry club, Ashi. Hi. Her hands are cold and purple from circulation issues. Excuse you? Just like her fits, they're iced up. Well, thank you for the compliment, but it's not circulation issues. I just look like this. I don't have a disease. I look perfectly fine. Here, let's see. I think since we did the bat wings up there as orange, we should probably do the bat wings down here as orange as well. Is what I am thinking personally. Have some consistency. Oh, I drew this so messy. Nah, it's whatever. We don't have time for organization. I've gotta go. The oranges, and then underneath it, what I can do is place. Where's my yellow? Underneath it, what I can do is take my yellow color and fill in the actual skin of the wings. Will you be doing a sewing stream later to make a prototype of this uniform? No. Unfortunately not. Sewing is very, very, very difficult and time-consuming. I wish I had the time for that, but you know, my club's only 2 hours, so... Unfortunately, that is not within the cards. The Wheel of Fate did not allow me to sew anything today. Let me scribble in the rest of this. I really wish there was a fill tool. Unfortunately, there's not. Is the school paying the club for this project? Oh no, actually the school specifically asked me to not do this, but I mean, once they see how incredible my design has turned out, they will have no choice but to say yes to my suggestion for the school uniform. You know, they were telling me all these things, talking about, Kijori, you know, we can't handle how incredible your designs are. You know, our brains aren't big enough to understand your stylistic genius. We just don't know how to wrap our heads around how amazing your designs are, so we couldn't possibly implement your idea as a school uniform. That's what they said to me, right? So yeah, they told me not to, but no, what's the term? Well-behaving women seldom make history or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, once everybody is wearing this uniform because it's so good, the school will just have no choice but to accept it as official wear, right? Wait, let me turn that off for a second so I can see what I'm coloring in. Oh, I only have 10 minutes of the club. I have to hurry. This is the uniform enrollment with Boom. Kids want the drippiest uniform in town? Exactly! They think about how much we could boost up the student population, and because of that, more taxes would go to us and we finally get more funding. And maybe once I prove myself, the fashion club will finally get their own room. And I won't have to sit and design in this dusty old abandoned crap hole of a classroom. Don't tell student council they said that, because they gave me permission to use this room and I lied and I told them that I love it. So don't tell them I said that. They don't need to know my feelings. Quickly color. Quickly! Oh, I'm going so fast! Ah! Down. You see the concept here? I'm a little bit limited in using only 5 colors, right? But you see the idea here? Where it kind of fades from the darker blue on the top layer to the white at the bottom. You see the concept? These colors are ugly as butt, but you get it! You get the idea! You understand the concept. Listen, maybe if your wheel spin hadn't ended up with such a weird color palette for goth, maybe it would have turned out better. And it's not because of my general incompetence in choosing colors. At least you see the vision, new kid. At least you see that I'm trying. There we go. So we have our socks. Oh, I can also color this in. And then I remember I was thinking this yellow for the sort of like gold-ish accents, I believe. And she wants us to join the fashion club. Well, yeah, I want you to join the fashion club so you can get better, so you can learn. I'm trying to help you. You know, you have to be able to hone your talent. You can't just come straight into it and be a genius. Unless you're me. I came straight into it and I was a genius, but not everyone is me, so... And that is unfortunate. Well, I'm gonna be coloring a little messy now, because I don't have much time. That looks not great. Hang on. I'll color with this layer. I'll do that same blue again. Why not? We put the light blue back here. Oh, now it looks like that ruffle is actually from like the end of the top here, and then that goes into the skirt. That's cute. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. And then what I wanted to do, where's my blue layer? You. I have this idea, right? I have this idea. I don't know if it'll look good. Oop, wrong thing. I don't know if it'll look good. I want to try something. Ooh, what's happening? There we go. Where's the end of my... Hello? There we go. And then I make an ombre of these colors. And then I do this. That... Oh, what the heck? Oh, there we go. Kind of like that. I don't know how that really looks. Is this acceptable? Just so it's less like, I don't know, plain looking. With the little color gradient, you know? And then on the top... And this may actively look bad, but you know, we have to test different things here. Nothing is perfect on the first try. Oh. I don't hate that. Hang on. If I make the sleeves like slightly translucent, I think that's kind of cute. Use the eyes in the skirt accents? Yes, it does. Precisely. See, new kid, you know stuff about fashion. Make the sleeves a little translucent. And I think that helps it stand out against the top, because the top is very plain at the moment. I gotta go quick. I gotta add the translucency here. There we go. And to top it off, before I am done, let me quickly add I'm on the wrong layer. A little bit. I think we need something else here to break up this monotonous top, so I will add a little yellow bow. Where's my mouse? Are we going to be bald forever? Yes. Pretty. Oh wow. It's the student council, either president or vice president. I forgot. Hello, student council president or vice president. Do you like my absolutely incredible wait, give me a second. Wait. I keep being on the wrong layer. Please ignore that she is bald. Don't look at that. Our incredible gothic Lolita beach tone. I didn't color the shoes. New school uniform that you didn't ask for, but I decided to design anyway. Egg. Yeah, she's egg. Here, we just the shoes are blue now, which is a little distracting and a little much to me, but I don't have any choice. I'm running out of time. I love it. Oh, thank you. See, I knew people would come around to enjoy it anyway. And then for the hair, I'm gonna do something very simple and quick for the hair so that she doesn't have to stay bald. She can have cute little pigtails. Girl, your head's so big. I drew her, so I can't be mad, but... big ass head. Here, I'll let her stay bald. I don't have time to give her good hair. Ugh, I forgot you have the freaking... There's not enough Control Z's in this program. Certified Wendy's employee, VTuber head. But... ta-da! This has been the end of of fashion club slash class, because I did end up teaching you a lot, new kid. At least I think I taught you a lot. Did you learn? Were my teaching methods incredible? Thank you, thank you. I will now present this to the rest of the student council and hope that they oblige. Now, actually, now that I'm at 1K, which again, thank you. Little break here. Thank you so much for 1K subs. I really appreciate it. I want to raid in because there is a club in, I don't know if it's right now or in an hour. I don't remember. But Phelan de Rouge, I believe. Congrats, cute girl. Ah, thank you. Also cute girl. Thank you. Yeah, right now. Oh god, how do I raid? I don't actually know. Where? Someone help me out here. I don't know how to raid into people. Can I still do it? Design is cute, but the color palette is bad. Yeah, for a goth outfit, it's not ideal. I'm not the expert here. I don't know. Class president or student council president, do you know how to raid? Can I do it if I got to 1K? I don't think I can do it because I got to 1K while I was streaming. I don't think it's gonna let me. But what I can do is post her link in chat. Yeah, it's not letting me, unfortunately. I'm looking in the... Yeah, it doesn't give me a redirect option. But next time, I'll actually be able to, which is very exciting. But... I will post the link. So make sure you please go, you know, if you were hoping for a hand cam today, that didn't happen because the stream was supposed to go a little bit differently, but I had to improvise. Please go check out the Craft Club. It is literally happening like totally, absolutely right now. So please go give a nice school days raid welcome to the Craft Club president, Miss Phelan. And thank you all for coming and helping me design this absolutely incredible, beautiful, stunning outfit. And I will see you all another time. Yes, click the pinned link. Go. Go. It is past my time now, so I have to go. But go. Click the link. Okay, bye. Have fun in the Craft Club. Woo!